remember me, I am the horticulture agent here in Durham County. I'll tell you a little bit more about myself in a second, but first things first, there are always kind of the important points. Bathrooms are back there. If you walk down this hall, you'll see them just on the left. It says restrooms or bathrooms, you know, whatever that word is. They're right there. You can use them whenever. Please, if you ever need to step out to use the restroom, to take a call, to maybe you have something happening after class that you need to leave a little bit early for, you're fine. Just do that, right? Like, we're all adults. If you're gonna step out like halfway through class, a heads up is nice, but other than that, just do what you need to do to stay comfortable. The other thing is, and this is good, if you feel more comfortable or if it makes more sense for you, there are a whole host of like weird, creepy crawlies going around right now, so wear a mask, right? If you are feeling sick at all, stay home. If you're feeling sick in any sort of way, please stay home. Okay, we have a lot of people in this room and it just doesn't make sense to come if you're not feeling well. All classes are recorded. Almost all classes are recorded, and you'll have a lot of resources, a lot of materials for any classes that aren't recorded, so you're not going to miss something, right? Like, you can always make up that information. So we're going to start with a little bit of introductions, and then we're actually going to go into something that I always really strikes fear in my heart when people say it, but I end up actually liking it. We are going to go into a meeting each other exercise, like an icebreaker. Don't worry, it'll be good. It's not like one of those icebreakers that you're like, oh, I'll never get that time back. So as an introduction, you guys learned a little bit about this at your information sessions, but welcome to Extension. Woo! Yeah, that's it. That's the spirit. And so a lot of times folks come into the Master Gardener program and they're really excited, but what you have to realize too is you're coming into kind of this larger extension framework too. So North Carolina Cooperative Extension, here in Durham County, we are a partnership between the County of Durham, NC State University, and NC A&T University. So we pull from all of them. The Master Gardener program is really interesting because it's actually much more out of NC State University, so most of our resources are coming from that side, but throughout Extension, we work with both universities. So if you want to learn more about Extension, there is a packet in your green folder. It is our report to the community where you can learn about all the sorts of different programs we do. We do what I do, which is horticulture. We do agriculture, working with farms. We do family and consumer sciences, which is it's nutrition, education. It's where our Briggs Avenue Community Garden is kind of housed out of. We do kids voting, so we're promoting civic literacy in kids. We do Welcome Baby, which is a tremendous amount of support for families with kids age 0 to 5. So that'll be all sorts of different things, including Giving Closet, which is kind of direct resources. And then our office is really interesting because we also actually house 3 county-wide services coordinators. So in our office, we host the Early Childhood Services Coordinator, the Refugee Services Coordinator, and the Food Security Coordinator. So we have a lot of people in our office thinking about kind of these larger systems and how do they set things up for people across Durham and kind of like how does that work even in a more regional way. So that's really, really cool. And I tell you all of that because as you're out in the community, it'll be really helpful for you to understand actually a little bit about what Extension does, right? Because someone might come up to you and be asking you a garden question, but then you realize actually they have a question about something else entirely too, about cooking or about support for their family or whatever it is. And it's helpful for you, even if you don't really know, to be like, hey, I think like we have that too, right? And to point them in that direction. And we'll actually have a class a little bit later in the series where we talk more about that. But I just want to kind of orient you to that and really say like the Celebrating Community packet is helpful to kind of get a broad overview of what Extension does. So, like I said, my name is Ashley. This is actually my 4th training class, which is crazy because it makes me realize I've been here a minute. I started with Extension in 2018. I moved to Durham in 2011. I moved here to get a graduate degree from Duke. My research was in evolutionary genetics, really with a plant focus. So I'm really, really interested in how things fit to their environment and how plants and organisms generally kind of evolve and adapt to their environment, and why do environments matter, why do traits matter, why do all these things matter. And so some people will teach this class from like a hardcore horticulture perspective, like how do you grow a plant? And I think that's really interesting. I also think like why does the plant grow that way is kind of a cool story too, and helps us understand some of these things that we're trying to do on a practical level. So before that, I'm originally from just north of Indianapolis, Indiana. So I have proudly forgotten how to dress for the cold, but like I do still technically have the coat for it. So some of our other committee members, Lynn Summers is our fearless, woohoo, Lynn, initial training committee chair. She is one of the kind of masterminds behind all of this. She was actually in my first class in 2019. Lynn is phenomenal. If you have any questions at any point, ask her. She's just a great resource for this. You are in excellent hands. Lynn, in her previous life, did this professionally, developing trainings and adult learning. So really excellent. And then some of our other committee members we have here, we have Barbara Tyson. She is, she's our previous chair. So whoo-hoo, dream team. She graduated, yeah. Chair emeritus. And then we also have Trisha Green in the back. And then you will find some of our wonderful folks out in the hall. We'll have Bev Tishy. Flora O'Brien is helping with photography upstairs. We have Mary Knierim, who is one of our, she's actually kind of a retired master gardener, but still does our photography for us. And then really, really importantly, across the hall, we have Margaret Lee. She's in charge of snacks, right? So she is your hero. She does an excellent job. And I know that she always wants to make sure she has food available for everyone. So if you have any dietary restrictions, please just let her know, and she will try to work with you and try to figure out what you need to kind of make you feel most comfortable. And then finally, just joining us, we have Panna Jones. Yes. Woohoo! She is our Master Gardener Coordinator, so she does a really good job kind of keeping the wheels on the bus and helping us with so much that we do. And so Panna and I, just to kind of orient you, are the only two actual staff for this program. And we both have actually other responsibilities outside of this program, so we're so excited to help you and work with you. And also you will find that volunteers are really helpful too, right? That whatever information I have, there's probably another volunteer who can help you as well. That's not to say I don't want to hear from you, it's just to say that you'll learn kind of the multiple routes of who to ask for information. Does that all make sense? Cool. So as we get started, I want you to see that on your name tags, first off, if you have a typo, if you prefer your name to be a different way, that's why we do name tags the first day. So just mark what you wanted it to be and hand it back when you're leaving, and we'll get you the right one for next time. You also have a line. That is for where if you want to put pronouns, if you want to put a nickname that you would like, but you don't want it maybe as your official name, whatever you feel comfortable putting on that line, that's for you to kind of customize however you see fit. And we are a proud name tag wearing people, right? We expect you to wear your name tag. We expect you to have it for class. You can leave it with us. We'll have a tub if you know yourself and you know you're going to lose it. Leave it with us. If you would prefer to have it, please take it. As we go further into the class and you start volunteering out in the community, you can either take your name tag with you so that you always have it, or we can make you a second one. Because again, you just need to have it, right? We'll figure out what you need to have your name tag. You have a temporary tag. And as you go through your year and then you complete all your requirements to become a Master Gardener, we're not a very awardsy group, but one thing that people get weirdly excited about is the hard tag. That's the sign that you made it. So you'll get that next year once you've gone through kind of all your requirements. So this is your student and then intern tag. Okay, does that all make sense? Feeling good? Cool. So all right, icebreaker time. It's happening. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we used to have everybody go around and introduce themselves and tell a little bit about themselves. That doesn't work with 38 people, right? It's not a thing. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have everybody pair up, find your pair, and I want you to find 3 things you have in common and 3 things that are totally different. You're gonna have 5, 6, 7 minutes to talk about this. Also, I want you to be looking for superpowers, okay? You'll know them when you hear them. Right? It's that maybe someone has a crazy backstory. One of my favorite examples is in previous years, we had someone who's like a Grammy award-winning bassist. I don't expect you to all be Grammy award-winning instrumentalists. That's not why you were picked. But there are fun things you will find about people. Maybe they have very flexible. I don't know, right? Like it could be anything, right? Yeah, like so just be looking for those as well. So you'll find 3 things in common, 3 things that are totally different. And then after we do that, you're going to switch one more time, right? So you're going to find, so what I would actually do if I was like a planning person is you might actually want to clump up into groups of 4 because then you have a really easy switch, right? You have 2 pairs that then do this. However you want to do it is fine. 38 is not divisible by 4. You guys are smart, you're adults, you'll figure it out. And then we're going to come back at the end and we're just going to share some really cool things that we found or some interesting coincidences. I think that Tricia, you might have found that you like are from the same hometown as another master, or what was it?
No.
Andrea Eves?
Pardon?
Andrea Eves, were you from really similar, anyway, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, there was someone who had some Tolkien's background, yes. Exactly.
Yeah, so like you'll find like some fun things, right? So we're just kind of looking for that kind of stuff. So this room, you will find this is true actually for all the rooms in this building. They are wonderful and they are technically rooms, but beyond that, they don't do much for you. So it'll get very loud in here if we all try to stay in here. So I would recommend that some people stay here, some people go into the hall, and some people might even want to go across the hall and into the break room. That's something I neglected to say earlier. We will have a break about halfway through. We'll have a half-hour break to eat snacks. It'll be great. So
actually, there are 3 tables across in the
awesome.
So it's a little bit off.
That's really helpful. And I say that mostly to say that if you go across there, it doesn't matter how good the snacks look. We're not there yet. Okay? So don't rate the snacks. So I'll tell you guys when to switch, and then I'll tell you when to come back. But does this all make sense? All right, you'll have about like 6 or 7 minutes. We'll switch. 6 or 7 minutes. We'll come back. All right, go for it.